Oscars. Much like all award shows, they're absolutely meaningless to the average citizen's life.
That's right. Where movie lovers unite and watch TV.
This year, the Academy hired 3 women to host because it's cheaper than hiring 1 man.
Oh my God, corny, lame, boo, tomato, 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 I'm throwing tomato.
And are nothing more than circle jokes for the American aristocracy. Fat, corpulent, creatively bankrupt, incestuous, and vain. If you disagree with me, think of how many celebrities that are family members of famous people that then got their career by association of being related to a famous person. Or they somehow create a successful business by proxy of being on a television show or movie with a parent or cousin or sibling. Zoe Kravitz is the latest in the second-generation Hollywood actor, who had a leg up on every other person who wants to be a Hollywood actor, but was somehow still oppressed while having Lenny Kravitz and Lisa Bonet as parents. Ricky Gervais hosting the Golden Globes is the closest celebrities have come to a reality check in decades. But if the conflict in the Ukraine is anything to go by, they've already forgotten.
Dear President Vladimir Putin, I'm so sorry that I was not your mother.
You done?
And since nobody wants a long video from me, let's just get to the point. Chris Rock, one of the last great living comedians in our time, was presenting an award. He came out to do a little ad-libbing. You know, what a comedian does, makes jokes.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
That's it. That's the joke. On Twitter, the way people talked about Chris Rock making this joke, you would have thought he's making fun of a cancer kid in a wheelchair that was club-footed, knock-kneed, a quarter by, and 10% retarded with cross eyes. Like, for real, a G.I. Jane joke. The only thing hurtful there is that Jada Pinkett Smith will never be able to get a leading role in a film again. You saw that. Will Smith laughed at first. Jada Pinkett Smith looks all upset, and then this happens.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Will Smith just smacked the shit out of it. Wow, dude. It was a G.I. Jane joke.
G.I. Jane のジョークだったんです。
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television.
テレビ史上最高の場面でしょうか。
Now, we could watch that again and freeze frame it. Jada Pinkett Smith's the only one mad. Black women are all sitting up there like, yes, good for Will. He slapped him. Chris Rock deserved it. That joke was out of line. Do you know why they thought it was out of line? Jada Pinkett Smith has alopecia. The way Twitter talked, I thought Jada Pinkett Smith was dying of cancer. I was like, oh my God, what disease she have? What's wrong? Just alopecia. Chris Rock ate that shot and kept his hands behind his back. He didn't even flinch. It's Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. Someone he knows for a fact probably won't whoop his ass. So all the people acting like Will Smith is hard, get out of here with that. For real. For real. Will Smith's hard. He should have slapped the guy who was sleeping with his wife.
He's out of line, but he's right.
Last year, Jada Pinkett Smith made a fool of Will Smith. Remember Summer 21? Remember the entanglement drama? Remember when Will Smith was a meme? She up there telling him about the other guy, Will Smith, crying on camera. You couldn't do that off screen? Save the man a shred of dignity? I can't believe I defended his ass. Jada Pinkett Smith reads letters from Tupac and poems. Do you remember that? That was trending on Twitter. I'm like, Lord, she just told people she was with another man and made Will cry on national television. Now she talking about Tupac?
Some say nothing gold can last forever. And to believe this, I need no proof. I have witnessed all that was pure in me and be changed by the evil men can do. The innocence possessed by children once lived inside my soul, but surviving years with criminal peers has turned my warm heart to cold.
3 years ago, Jada opened up about how the death of one of her closest friends still affects her.
Then another one was like, I had to keep Tupac from fighting and beating up Will. I'm like, Lord have mercy, girl. What are you doing to him? Meanwhile, Chris Rock make a joke and all of a sudden Will got balls. And I'll tell you this right now. If they made G.I. Jane 2, Jada Pinkett Smith would take it. It's stupid. It was the dumbest thing. And the fact that people are upset that Chris Rock made this joke shows how ridiculous everything is right now as far as comedy and free speech. That was not over the line. That was not a harsh, tasteless joke. Chris Rock's supposed to know the medical history of Will Smith's wife?
But people don't care what I'm saying right now. Everybody wants to control other people, what they say, what they think. Everybody. Even people that you'd go to see with the express purpose of having a different opinion, like a comedian, hypothetically. Yes, a lot of people focused on comedians' language. Yeah, it's been really fun watching comedy become woke. And because, no, look, bloggers tell me all the time, they say, as a comedian, don't you realize you're supposed to evolve with your audience? And that is true. That's actually why I got into comedy, so I could march in lockstep with society's contemporary convention.
That joke was tame. At first I thought this was real, but it could be fake, because who gets pissed off at a joke like that? Will Smith gets on stage and pulls out some tears because he knew he fucked up if it's real. And he's talking about protecting family and doing crazy things for love. And he's like, I got to protect Anju Ellis and this other girl that played Serena Williams. It's like, bro, you're an actor. You didn't actually do these things. It's a movie. You could tell he losing his goddamn mind. He getting up there with Kanye West. How long before Will Smith hanging out with West wearing capes? If this is actually doing something, then guess what? Since I've been playing Elden Ring for a while, I'm the Elden Lord. I'm sorry, I can't sit through this. Will Smith's speech, he's sitting here crying. He's saying God is telling him to be a river to his people, to protect people. Bro, you're an actor, not a freedom fighter. I'm one of those people who's sick of actors in Hollywood. I'm sorry, I'm biased in that sense. I'm tired of actors thinking that what they do means more than what it is. You're just a fucking person playing pretend and getting paid millions of dollars for it. Let's read some tweets from the obviously mentally sane people of Twitter.
Chris Rock, you got what you deserved. Keep other people's wives out your mouth. Good for Will defending his wife.
Then this person immediately deleted their tweet.
Honestly, if it wasn't staged, good for Will Smith. Jada's hair is due to a medical condition.
Now, you look up alopecia, those people got missing spots of hair like they are bald, like straight up bald patches in their hair. She's still got hair, so she's got it. It's a mild case, it looks like.
Due to a medical condition, this is a man standing up for his wife who was insulted on national TV. Again, it wasn't staged.
And this is the biggest insult that man took. I don't even know what to say. All that has gone down in the last 2 or 3 years, and that's the one that he couldn't take.
Because she has to shave her head. She has a medical problem. Her hair falls out. Chris Rock was making fun of her medical condition on national TV. Will smiled at first, and then he looked at his wife, and then he slapped Chris. Good for Will.
Good Lord. Like, Twitter people are crazy. They're crazy. They really are. Like, humor, you know what? This is for real. I'm being dead ass with you. They want to get rid of humor. The progressives, or as Short Fat Otaku calls them, the progs, they want humor dead because it's the last line of defense we have in this world to all the madness. Remember, laughter is a tool of the alt-right. Hey, you can bang Will Smith's wife all day, but just don't make a joke about her. For real, she's sensitive. Hashtag good for Will.
Good for Will Smith. Chris Rock can now think about some jokes before he says them.
You know what ad-libbing is? It's the art of making a humorous observation or joke off the top of your head. See, that takes creativity on a level you would never understand. And he needs to think about some jokes. Oh, let's think about non-offensive jokes. When you have jokes that are curated and just homogeneously boring, you get comedians like Hannah Gatsby. And to punish you, I'll play a clip.
Do you know what should be the target of our jokes at the moment? Our obsession with reputation. We're obsessed with it. We think reputation is more important than anything else, including humanity. And do you know who takes the mantle of this myopic adulation of reputation? Celebrities, and comedians are not immune. They're all cut from the same cloth. Donald Trump, Pablo Picasso, Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, Woody Allen, Roman Polanski. These men are not exceptions, they are the rule. And they're not individuals, they are our stories. And the moral of our story is we don't give a shit. We don't give a f about women or children. We only care about a man's reputation. What about his humanity?
Wasn't that fun and funny? Don't you feel good? No? Well, too damn bad. If you didn't like it, you're probably a bigot.
If you don't know what love is, this is what we want. Someone to bat for you and that loves you no matter what. Good for Will.
Really? With all his wife went off with someone else and made a fool of him on national television, and he still run up there he's slapping Chris Rock. I'm sorry, that's not a win. No. Slapping a guy who went off with your wife would have been a win. Crying on television is not. Basically, this chick's like, we want a guy who will make an ass of himself and allow us to make a fool of him repeatedly on national television, and he'll still defend us. For black women, hair is as valuable as gold to Warren Buffett. I can tell you from experience in going to black schools. When the black girls found out my hair was real, they did not take kindly to it. Oh, you got that Indian in your head. That's what you got. That's why that hair's so nice and long. Look at that. His hair's real, girl. Can I touch it? And then you hear some girls go, he think he cute with that hair. And then a black girl beat me with a steel chair. Beating me with it. The teacher was scared to death because he was white. So he didn't do it. Ow! You know, that's me. I'm screaming like Prince. Because I used to think screaming like Prince would make black women stop beating you at work with my aunt, but not this one. Then they finally got her off me. God, I hated going to a black school. Point being, hair is very important.
Good for Will Smith. Philadelphia represent.
There we go. Philly, the brick city. Grab your nuts, baby. Will, do it for Kensington.
Oh, yeah. These are dirty streets of Kensington. These are dirty streets of Kensington. Look. Y'all motherfuckers at Tic Tac want to see the hood. These are the trenches, you heard me? These are the trenches out here.
The city block that looks like the set of Mad Goddamn Max.
Damn, good for Will. He's been dragged for what seems like the past few years.
You know why he was dragged? Because his wife dragged him. He wouldn't have slapped Chris Rock if his wife didn't shoot him a look. Will Smith don't know to do without Jada allowing it at this point. Will was like, ha 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 ha, G.I. Jane 2. Then he saw his wife. He's like, I'm gonna go hit him.
Good for Will. Jada was definitely bothered.
She was more bothered by the fact she'll never get a leading role in a movie ever again than she was bothered by the hair comment that Chris Rock didn't even know.
Being as though she struggles with alopecia, that was definitely a sensitive subject.
She could buy a wig. Michael Jackson was bald. At least that's what I'm told. He had the most luxurious wigs. I'm telling you, black women act like that comment because she had short hair was grounds to be killed, dude. Because, you know, you ever try and date black women? Who cares what happens now? This is like an old video I used to do in 2016. You ever try and date black women and they talk about their career? What's the one thing they always tell you they're doing when they starting their business? Hair care, nails, and skin products. Then they tell you need to make 6 figures though. She living at home with her mother and she has a fantasy business. But I gotta be bringing in 6 figures. Yeah, because I need a man that's making that kind of money. You ain't making that money. Who are you? You are somebody with a fantasy. Let it go. I lost respect for Will. That was completely unnecessary. Yeah, it was dumb as hell.
It was necessary. Chris made a cruel joke about Jada, and she makes a health condition?
I'm telling you, people act like alopecia is a death sentence. They're like, oh no, She's got alopecia. She'll only live for another 80 years, but she'll never have long hair.
Now, Diddy talked about handling it at Beyonce's annual post-Oscars party. Do not bring that mess to her party. Chill.
Who cares? You ain't going, girl. You got an invite? Imagine caring so much about this, you're like, no, Diddy, don't bring it to Beyonce's house. Like you going. Like you're a family member.
Vic Lee, the most exciting part of the otherwise boring night. Good for Will Smith.
Well, I guess you can't argue with that. This is the most exciting the Oscars have been in a generation.
The thing is that Will could have handled this in a different way, but he didn't. So what? That's his wife. The fact that people are more preoccupied about his image than they are about him defending his wife says a lot about how y'all view women. Good for Will.
What?
The summer of 2021, I watched Will Smith. His wife listed off a bunch of things that emasculated him and made him a joke to the entire world. But Chris Rock, making a joke of G.I. Jane, not knowing she is alopecia, her hair's short, she ain't bald, and frankly, it ain't no big deal, really. Any adult person would go, it's a joke. He's a comedian. That's like being mad at someone for being an accountant. Oh my God, I caught him running numbers. That's his wife. I'm glad he defended his wife who's made a fool of him after she gave him a look to go do something. You know what these women want? They want you to be a damn slave. You do what she wants, and you take whatever she dishes out, and you be a good little boy.
LOL, nah, it was deserved. Jada literally was just talking about how she was dealing with alopecia, and the joke was too far. Good for Will.
What is a good joke for the people of Twitter? Could someone tell me? Because that G.I. Jane joke, the only crime was it was lame. It wasn't really funny, nor was it offensive. It was a nothing burger. Chris Rock went out of his way to be as nice as possible for one of Hollywood's most famous wives that hasn't done anything significant in her career in decades. I don't know what to tell you. If you think Chris Rock's joke was out of line, over the edge, uncalled for, poor taste, then you're probably the same type of person who thought Dave Chappelle's last comedy special was over the line and transphobic and needed to be removed from Netflix and that he needed to be canceled. What's the whole point of comedy if a comedian can't make a joke or an observation? What was that quote again from Benjamin Franklin? People who would trade freedom for security deserve neither freedom nor security.